So basically, whenever you just go throughout your everyday life and you follow your joy, you act on the breadcrumb trail of your excitement as much as you can. Oh, there's the next most exciting thing to do or think or feel or meditate on. Oh, hey, there's the next most exciting thing to do or feel or think about or meditate on or interact with. As you keep doing that and you keep expanding your life and your joy and your understanding of yourself in that organic, natural Adam and Eve-like way of just naturally following your joy, and thinking your joy and becoming more of your joy and therefore aligning yourself with love and light and unity naturally without even trying anything but just naturally. This is the natural way. This is the childlike way. This is the easeful way, the effortless way. Then along that path you will authentically, naturally be challenged to look at the limiting beliefs that you cannot bring with you into the next breadcrumb. So you will at some point see a whole sandwich, right? You've had a few breadcrumbs and you get the taste of excitement, and then there's this whole fucking sandwich. Maybe it's $1 million, maybe it's the perfect relationship, maybe it's your realization of unity, maybe it's your realization of peace, whatever it might be. But it looks so almost too much out there for you that because of this organic process of following whatever is most exciting in each moment and honoring that to the best of your ability, while also honoring other people's free will to the best of your ability simultaneously, you will then arrive at these sort of jumps where something seems really, really, really exciting for you, but it seems kind of almost too much for you to handle. Now, this is because of the brightness of that next breadcrumb, the brightness of your being. As you think about that, it will show you the unconscious parts of yourself that you're still believing in that will not be able to support you in that reality, in experiencing that reality. So this is the natural way to investigating your limiting beliefs. The unnatural way, which sometimes can be the natural way, is to sit down and investigate, what am I believing? This can be helpful to an extent, but if this is taken to the extreme, we tend to lose touch with our natural childlike self, which just wants to play and have fun and enjoy life as it is and learn organically in that way through relationship with its world. So have a balance of both. But when you get severely triggered, or when you get consistently or perpetually triggered within the same area of thinking, now it's very helpful to go and sit your ass down and investigate, ask yourself, what am I believing about life or about myself or about my connection to creation or about my abilities or about who I am that makes me feel this way when this kind of scenario arises in my consciousness. I must have a belief, otherwise I would not feel anything about this, because this caterpillar over here doesn't feel anything about what that person just told me. I do. So I cannot blame that person because the caterpillar is not feeling the same experience. So it's not an objectively, externally true cause. I am the cause of my feelings. So what must I believe is true about what this person just told me that makes me feel the way I feel? And you just continue to apply this in your life whenever you get triggered. Now, people that are the most successful in their sort of rapid spiritual expansion and are able to hold the most amount of acceleration within this lifetime are people that take the most ownership the fastest and recognize that they are in control of what they believe and that it's flexible. Their belief system is flexible. Those that make the least amount of progress or take the longest time to do so are the ones that are the most insistent and stubborn in the way they believe things about this world. And so they cannot distance themselves from the beliefs anymore. They can't see that the belief was optional to begin with. It was just a thought before it became a belief. But it was perpetually thought until it was seemed to be true. And then that person or that idea of a person started to believe in that thought form, and now it's become stubborn, it's become its reality, it's become its truth, it's become its belief system. So those that are humble and supple enough on a mental level to take themselves with a grain of salt and to understand that their perception is completely malleable and changeable and absolutely subjective and not at all absolutely true, those are the people that can navigate their joy the quickest and accelerate their spiritual progression the quickest and the most effortlessly, because they're not being stubborn lower selves. They're actually in tune with higher self, communicating through feeling states and intuition and insight, and imagination what it is that is truly of themselves and what it is that is not truly of themselves. And so they can become the truest expression of themselves while also being taken up higher in frequency and becoming more like the higher self that they are internally. So, let's see. Basically, the main point I wanted to get across, because this is all technique, this is like, how does this work? Just how do I see this? How do I get triggered? But the most important part of this is that you take ownership, that you take control of your life, that you master your life, basically. Not through control in the conventional sense, not through controlling circumstances, but through mastering your frequency, mastering your inner self. And in order to do that, you need to find joy in the act of bringing awareness to the question, what am I believing right now that makes me feel this way? What must I believe is true in order to feel this way about this? What am I believing right now that makes me feel held back? So investigate, because most of us feel held back on some level. Right now you feel held back at some level. How can you loosen that grip? How can you naturally take off within your spirit self more? By simply investigating what limiting beliefs you are having. So find joy in the act of bringing awareness to that level of yourself and no longer automatically projecting the causes of your feelings onto the external projection within your consciousness, which is still internal from a true point of view.